Okay, good morning everyone. I literally cannot be bothered to bring my hair down. Who cares? I don't want to leave my hotel room. Like, I absolutely refuse to leave. I mean, my checkout's not for like another like 4 hours or so, but I just don't want to leave, so I ordered a room service. Was it worth it? Yeah, probably. Because the breakfast buffet was like $52, but I know if I were to go to the breakfast buffet, I would eat like absolutely nothing because I'm not a big breakfast person. And so this room service thing, it was like maybe 40 bucks. Yeah, with tax and everything, it was 40 bucks. I got a juice, cereal with milk, a coffee, yogurt, croissants, toast, and something else. So I'm like, okay, I feel like it's worth it, in my opinion, just because, like, first of all, it's that, or I had to pay 52 bucks. Well, okay, I mean, I can go downstairs, but I have to go like across to Shops by the Bay to go get breakfast, like Starbucks. There's a Starbucks reserved there, so maybe I'll just go and take a look at it. But yeah, I was just like, no. So yeah. Anyways, after today, I'm headed to the airport. I'm gonna go explore the airport, and then my flight out to Japan is tomorrow. Oh my god, my vacation is ending so soon. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna think about that right now. I'm gonna savor the moment of this hotel room. That's all. Okay, bye guys. Okay, I just need a moment. First of all, they wheeled this cart in, so I can literally eat breakfast like at my bed, which is everything I've ever dreamed of. So my toast, my croissant, my little baguette, my fruit, cappuccino, milk for my cereal, that's my mango juice, cornflakes, yogurt, butter, jams, everything, the whole deal. I'm never leaving this place, guys. Goodbye. Okay guys, I'm filming this now because I realized that the last day of Singapore, I forgot to do like a recap vlog, like talking to you guys. I did take a ton of videos and do a lot of stuff, but I was just so busy. It was like so go, go, go because I was going from like location to location to location that I just totally forgot. And it is like way past my bedtime, but the problem is in Tokyo it's like evening, so I'm like wide awake. I'm like, okay, I have all this energy, I can be up for like at least like 6 more hours, which is not a good thing because it would put me like really close to like actually like morning time here. So hopefully it gets better soon. Oh, it's not. Okay, now it's straight. Okay, better. So we are going to recap my last day in Singapore. Oh my god, it's so sad, but it was also so much fun. So unfortunately I had to check out of Marina Bay Sands, but not before I went back to the rooftop pool and FaceTimed literally every single person I knew. So it started off with my mom because I was like, my mom's always on her phone, and I checked the time and I was like, oh, it's like 10 p.m. She's gonna be on her phone. So I FaceTime her and she's like, I'm like, hi, and she's like, hey, how are you? You know, and like, I'm like facing me, right? I'm like, wait, I just wanted to show you something. And I switch the camera and she's like, where are you? Same reaction as my sister. I'm like, I'm at the top of the hotel. And she's like, wow, it's so nice. And so she like proceeded to ask me a bunch of questions and stuff like that. And then I told her about working holidays because she was like, I'm so jealous you got to go. I'm like, well, you could have come with me and you could have worked. And she's like, yeah, but you know, it's like month end, it's a busy time of the year. And then yeah, I was like, Mom, just do like a working vacation or do like remote work when you guys retire. And she's like, what's that? So when my mom comes back from her golf trip in Palm Springs, I'm going to explain to her what a working vacation is and what remote jobs are, because people do that so much. And I think it would just be really good for them. And I'm like, well, then you and Dad can take turns, you know, so then you just don't have to, like, you don't all have to work at the same time, and then this way you don't have to dip out of your retirement fund entirely. She's like, oh my gosh, you young people are so smart, like I need to learn from you. So this is the one thing I will say about the plus side of the internet, is like it keeps you connected and up to date about everything. Not that everything about the internet is perfect, because nothing is perfect, but yeah, working vacations, working vacations, remote jobs, yada yada yada. And once again, using my mug because it is so cold. It's snowing. Okay, right, so I FaceTimed my mom, and then I FaceTimed my younger sister. And I was like, did you see this? Or I was like, because I FaceTimed her at nighttime in Singapore, which was like 7:30 a.m. And I literally FaceTimed my sister because she wanted to see like She wanted to see the view from the top of Marina Bay Sands, which is in my previous vlog, and then she wanted to see what it looked like at nighttime. And she was up at 7:30 because I was gonna FaceTime her, and she knew that she needed to be up at that time. And then what happened was she picked up and the screen is black, like her screen is black. I'm like, are you awake? And like I know she's just like eyes almost like not open, like lights not on, and she's like I'm like, do you see this? And she's like I'm like, okay, well that's all. And then I was like, okay, bye. And she's like, bye. So I FaceTime her again. I was like, did you actually see last night? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, bye. And he's like, bye, and we hang up. And then I FaceTime my dad, and like in typical dad fashion, he doesn't know how to use the internet very well. Like my mom had to answer the FaceTime for him, and she's like, okay, bye. And she went back upstairs because my dad's like hiding in his man cave. And he's like, hi. And I'm like, hey. And I'm like, just wait, I want to show you something, right? And I show him the view of the pool, and he's like, where is this? Are you at the pool? And like in the shot, you can see the water. Like you can see the water and then the building. I'm like, yeah, man, where else would I be? And he's like, whoa. And my dad's a big architecture guy because he's a project manager, so yeah, that was really interesting. That was really cool for him to see, and he was like, wow. He's like, is it really nice? And I'm like, oh yeah, man, you guys should come here. And I was talking to him about the architecture because like everywhere you go, like you go to Orchard and it looks like you live in the future, but then you go to like Arab Street and you see the mosque and you see all this very like kind of like traditional architecture. You go to like Raffles and you see very colonial stuff. You go to Chinatown, of course, you see the temples and like very like Asian inspired architecture. So I was telling him that like the architecture here is so diverse and unique, and it's never like anything I've seen before. And he was telling me how like, well, because this place is so like multicultural, like a ton of architects from everywhere else in the world come in to like do a bunch of different work. So yeah, we chatted about that for a bit, and he was like, okay, I'll let you go, have a good vacation, you know, have fun. And just to let you guys know, like my parents like don't care where I go in the world. I mean, obviously, okay, they know I'm a smart girl, like I'm not gonna go someplace dangerous or potentially dangerous by myself, but like me traveling by myself is not news to them. So like when I was like, I messaged everyone in the group chat, I'm like, I'm going to Singapore in November. Like literally no one replied to me, meaning they don't care, essentially. That's how the group chat works. If it's like actually important or something, people will reply to you, but if it's not, then they just like will not reply to you. And same thing when I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Italy. The only thing my dad said was like, is it cold in October? And I was like, no, it's gonna be fine. That's all he said. But like legit, my parents have no concern whatsoever about me leaving the country by myself. And so I guess they were surprised when I FaceTimed them because they were just like, why is she talking to us? And like they don't really ever ask for updates because like, I mean, I do update them all the time just with like pictures, or just like tell them that I've landed at the hotel, this and that. Once again, responsible adult. But yeah, like a lot of people are really surprised to hear A, that I travel by myself quite a bit, and B, that like my parents don't really care because they're like, what do your parents have to say? Like, aren't they worried about you? I'm like, no. It's like my mom was the one who told me I should go to Singapore. My mom was the one, when I told her that I found a cheap ticket, she's like, just go. Like, why do you care what I think? Because I was concerned about like what would they would say about me kind of taking another week off and like not working and stuff like that. And they were just like, Catherine, like my mom was like, why do you care what I think? So yeah. They don't really care, but they know I'm safe, and they know I'm a smart person, and they know I'm resourceful, and that I've done it before, so it's a-okay. And then my number one thing is that like wherever I go, I always purchase an eSIM or a SIM card so that I'm connected to the internet. And as long as I have my phone with me, I honestly think everything is fine because I leave my data on all the time. Like I always buy the biggest data package. This time I got 10 gigs for all of Asia, which was like of course more than enough, but like just in case, you know, anything happens, that way I don't have to worry about like potentially having to top off when I run out of internet, or like not having internet at the right time. So that's my biggest travel tip for all of you guys, is if you travel alone, if you travel with friends, whatever, just make sure you get a good data package. Make sure that you're connected to data at all times, because this way you can access the internet, you can access all resources you need at any time whatsoever. Okay, back on topic, aside from the fact that my parents like don't care where I am in the world at any given time. Last day of Singapore, so unfortunately, yes, I did check out of Marina Bay Sands. Oh wait, I didn't finish my FaceTime story. Okay, yeah, so then I FaceTimed my middle sister, and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm just in the car right now. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, I just want to show you this really quick. And she's like, whoa, is that from the top of the pool? I was like, yeah. And then we chatted a bit, nothing much happened. She was just asking me to find her like potentially earrings, which I unfortunately could not find. And then we said bye. And then the last people I FaceTimed, oh, I tried to FaceTime Brenna, but she didn't pick up. Rachel, why did I not FaceTime Rachel? Oh, because she's already seen Marina Bay Sands, so there's no point in FaceTiming her. And then I FaceTimed Jamia and Denise. Now, I was like between the three of them who would pick up my FaceTime. And I knew where they were. They were at an event, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna FaceTime Jane because I know she would pick up. So she picks up, obviously. I'm like, hi, and they're like, hi, and I'm like, guys, I want to show you this, and I like show them the view. And mind you, I can't hear them and they can't hear me because they're at a loud event and I'm like in public in a pool, so I can't just be like yelling, right? And then they were like, wow, oh my gosh, so nice. And I was like, okay, I'll see you guys later when I get home, and then like, bye, hang up, blah blah blah. Went back, I took a really quick shower just to rinse everything off, packed everything up, went down, checked out, and once again they stored my luggage. And this time, like, so they have a arrivals check and a departures check, like different like tags. So I took all the tags off from yesterday and they replaced it, and they were like, just make sure you come by like Tower 3 to pick it up. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks, bye. And then I went to go meet up with my friend Eve. So we know each other from Instagram. This is why I love having Instagram friends, because they're always so down to like hang out and stuff like that. So yeah, I met up with my friend Eve and we went to shoot. And so she took me to, because like if you have seen her feed, which I will put right here if I haven't already, it's like super aesthetic, super neutral. I'm like, I wish we had that here. But she took me to Raffles Hotel, she took me to Chimes. So like colonial, very colonial vibes, stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh, she was so nice, she was so lovely, and like she was so like, let me take a picture of you here, let me take a picture of you there, let me take, and like I'm a little bit shy when I get to a new place because I'm like, oh, I don't really want to like disturb anyone, upset anyone. I don't want to like, you know, have security come and be like, oh, you can't do this and that, because I like, don't really like to get in trouble like that, especially in a foreign country when you don't know what's gonna happen. But she's like, no, it's okay. And like we're shooting, she's like, do you want a video, do you want this? And like honestly, I told her, I was like, I'm really easygoing, so don't think it's because I'm like trying to rush or anything like that. It's straight up because honestly I'm so easygoing. Like you snap a bunch of pictures of me, live photos, and she's like, do you want a video? I'm like, no, it's okay, because I like put the live photos together, honestly, and that's what works for me. And then we like took turns taking pictures, and it was really sweaty, it got really hot. And then we went to Chimes and like finished off, but I told her I really like pictures of me in the sun, which caused me to sweat a lot more. And then because we were so close to one of her favorite food places, we went to this place called Tipsy Flamingo. Oh my gosh, the vibe was so cute. I forgot to take videos, but inside it's like pink, it's like super cute, and it's like fusion food. So we ordered Wagyu beef cubes, we got mala chicken karage, we got some type of like rice bowl, we got, oh, like we got our own like mocktails and stuff like that, because I was like, oh, I don't really think I want to drink at this moment. She's like, okay, no problem. And then we got calamari. That was also really good. Overall, like the vibe was so good, and we chatted, we had a really nice chat. So yeah, Eve, if you're watching this, I had the best time with you. It was so much fun. I wish we could have like hung out for a little longer, but like, you know, like I was so tired. I was done for. And yeah, it was just the best time. Like, thanks for taking me everywhere. Thanks for being so encouraging, so nice, being like, oh my gosh, you look so pretty. And she took a picture of me and she's like, oh my gosh, you look like Cinderella. I'm like, oh, that's so kind of you. Oh my gosh, yeah. But anyways, that was such a nice thing of her to say. Okay, but yeah, anyways, so after like I left Eve, she dropped me off at the MRT and she's like, okay, take this if you need to go back to Marina Bay Sands. And then from Marina Bay Sands I took a taxi to the airport because like the luggage was so big, and I actually haven't taken the MRT to Changi airport, but I've seen the map, so I was just like, no, I was too tired. So then I got the taxi driver to take me to Jewel. Like, I'm sorry for everyone who knows Changi airport better than me, but I'm pretty sure Jewel is like the center, and it's where like the waterfall is and everything is. And then from Jewel you can access all other terminals, and Jewel is like the area that's kind of like open to the public. This place, I don't know, is it an airport? Is it a mall? Is it like an airport and a mall had a baby together? I think that's what it is. And then it's like there's like basement 1, basement 2, of course your food, and then I believe like levels 1 to 5 with just like shopping and activities, like attractions you can do. So I was just like stunned. I checked into the airport hotel, put my stuff in. The room was like really small, but as expected, it's just to sleep. And then I kind of like took a break because I was like, okay, I need to take a breather. And I went out. The first thing I did was I went to go see the HSBC Vortex, which is basically the largest indoor waterfall. And so around, like the vortex is in the middle, and it's surrounded by the Shishido like forest valley, I think that's what they call it. Guys, I couldn't believe this thing was indoors. I was looking at it, I was like, holy crap, this looks like an actual forest. It's so beautifully done. It's so well done, so pretty, so aesthetic. I was like, I'm in love. This is the airport. This is just the airport. So mind blown, like freaking out. And then I was like, okay, like, you know, I took all the pictures I needed to. I walked all the way down because I was on like the 4th floor, I think. Yeah, I was on the 4th floor because that's where the hotel is. So I walked all the way down to the 1st floor, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna browse all the shops. So I was like circle, like around the entire thing. I stopped by some places and like, you guys, I literally saw the Apple store. I'm like, the Apple store at the Changi airport is bigger than the Apple store in Metrotown, or bigger than basically any Apple store in Vancouver, BC, in all of BC. And I was like, okay, why do I want to go home? I don't know. This place is so much better. So yeah, I did that. And then what happened? Oh, at the 5th floor, those are all the like, most of the attractions that you can do around the airport. So I just bought tickets. Like I bought a package ticket. No, oh, I didn't buy a package ticket because the only thing I really wanted to do was the canopy walk. And shoot, there was one other thing, but they do sell packages too. And like, if it were for the fact that I wanted to do like the bouncing net as well, or like the hedge maze, then I would have bought the package because it would have been like so much cheaper. But I really only wanted to do the canopy net, and it was dark, so I was like, I don't think I want to do a hedge maze because it freaks me out, and that like I would want to do with someone else just because the feeling of even being remotely lost, kind of scary to me. So yeah, I did I had 2 tickets. I really can't remember what the other one was for. Maybe I should check. Okay, I think the only other thing I wanted to do was like just like a walkthrough of the top floor of Jewel, which is really nice. It was really cute. And there was actually a slide there, and the guy was like, you should come slide. I was like, okay, and I did it. And like I accidentally, because I was wearing like a crop top, I leaned back and I like kind of like scratched my skin like on my back, which has happened before. I won't talk about that story because that was like also very traumatic, but like this, yeah, I was just like, ow. And the guy was like, only once. I'm like, yeah, only once. I don't need to do it more than once. I'm not a child. But it was fun. From there you can see Jewel, sorry, you can see the vortex from the like very top, and I was like, holy crap. I felt very safe. It was really cool to do the walk around, again, see all the greenery. Like the green is very different from the green in Vancouver. So here we have green, but then the green like sheds, and then we get these like naked branches. But there the green is very tropical, so there's not a lot of like shedding. It's like tropical year round, so the green is so much prettier and cleaner because it's not all over the ground and turning brown and soggy, you know? So yeah, it's a very lovely place. And then I did like the canopy walk. Okay, I did not like it. Rachel was like, why didn't you like it? It was so low to the ground. We were expecting it to be higher. I'm like, I think it was because I was in the dark doing it and I could actually see the escalators from like below me. And then on top of that, I just felt like walking on the rope. Like, of course it's rope, but I was just expecting it to be a little bit easier to walk on. And like, I was expecting the rope to be a bit like softer, I guess you could say. Cause I sat on it, I was like, ow, my ass, like it hurts so much cause it's so like hard. So yeah, I was just like expecting something a little bit different. And I guess maybe because I was by myself, like I didn't really have anyone to hold on to, so it freaked me out a little bit more. Usually, if I have like someone doing it with me or like doing things with me, I'm like, I don't think I would have been like that, like scared or like freaked out. And usually I don't get like freaked out by these things, but obviously like me freaking out, like I'm totally calm, so you couldn't even like tell I'm just like freaking out on the inside. But if I have someone do it with me, then it's a little bit better. So like if I were to do it again, I would like go with someone to the airport and then like be like, do this with me. Like I do it with my siblings because I feel like they would just be like, why are you so afraid? And then like take me with them. So yeah, I just like, you know what? I did not want to roll my ankle. I think that was one of the big things. And I was like, this is not happening. Although it was fun, I realized like actually if you lean forward, it's a lot better. So like it's like skiing very counterintuitive where you just have to lean forward. But yeah, anyways, I went back down to the first floor to catch like the show that happens. And basically it's a projector that projects like animations onto the vortex itself. It literally lasted like only 2 minutes, which I think is like great because I don't have a good attention span. I think a lot of people don't have a good attention span. So for it to last only 2 minutes, I think is the perfect amount of time. So I did that, and then I went to get food, but I can't remember what oh, you know what? I wasn't really feeling that hungry, so I went to the basement and I got a dessert, which was really good. Just like your typical Asian dessert, like a little bowl of like jelly and all that kind of stuff, and like mochi, like put in like a sweet kind of like soup, and then I just ate that and I was like, okay, I'm done. Okay, so I was supposed to meet up with a friend. She was gonna take me to Marquee because like I was like, oh, I really only have like one night to like go out and stuff like that. But something came up, but this girl went to Marquee anyways by herself. So I did that. It was tons of fun. Don't ask me for videos or a recollection of what happened because I'm living in the moment, you know, once again. And Marquee is located inside Shops by the Bay. So it's like, super convenient. If I had the money or if I was like splitting the cost with someone else, I definitely would have just stayed at like Marina Bay Sands for both those days and checked out really early, because then to get to the club and back to the hotel is like super easy and super convenient. Not complaining though, I had to like leave a little bit early because I had to catch my plane, and the plane left at 6. I had to get to the airport, or like had to get to the terminal at 3, but it was really easy from the airport hotel. I checked out, walked all of like 5 minutes, got myself to like Terminal 1 where I needed to go, went through security, this and that, super easy. One thing to know about Changi Airport, at least at Terminal 1, is like you go through customs and everything, and you only go through security when you're starting to board. So there's actually no security beforehand, which I thought was pretty interesting, but hey, that's the way you do it, that's the way you do it, I guess, you know? So we did that, and then, yeah, that was it. That was my last day in Singapore. I hope you guys enjoyed this recollection, because unfortunately I did not vlog anything. I cannot wait to share the Japan vlog. Oh my god, so much happened in a span of like literally 2 days. Like I swear, yeah, I was honestly only there for like 2 days, like 48 hours and maybe a little bit, but like the last 3 were spent at the airport. So really, like, I'm gonna call that vlog 48 hours in Japan. But oh my gosh, I did so much. It was so much fun. Singapore was also so much fun. This year I've had so many like great travels. None of them have been bad. I got to do it with like the best people ever. So I'm so happy, and like my solo travels I'm so happy with too. So I just can't wait to share the rest of this Asia trip with you, because this is probably going to be the last trip of 2022 for me. And then we'll do a little travel recap vlog. So I'll see you guys all later.